Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a full face of nothing new, kind of like a chit chat, get ready with me style. I've done one of these before. I really like doing these because it just helps me pull things from my collection that I may have forgot about or just don't reach for as often as I used to, and it's products that I know I really did love. So it's giving me a chance to not, I guess, feel the pressure of trying all these new products that are being released into the makeup world, because God knows there's still so many new releases daily. It's just crazy and it's a lot sometimes. So I like doing this video because I do get to pull some of my old favorites. Some of these aren't too old, but I have had them in my collection for a good amount of time. And honestly, I haven't been doing my makeup because I've been getting really sick towards the end of like every month, and I don't know what it is, and it's just, it drains me so much. And like, as you can tell, I am sick right now. I'm actually coming off of it, so it's not the worst that I've sounded during the sickness. But yeah, so I just wanted to kind of sit down, chat with you guys, get ready using some of my old favorites. And because I know this is going to be a little bit of a lengthier video, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Okay, so I zoomed you guys in just a little bit. I'm wearing this because it's raining here today. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's been raining all night, all day. And it is so freaking hot at the same time. So, and with me being sick, I'm just dying. So, yeah, I did attempt to curl my hair today, but the curls all kind of fell out already into like this like weird straight thing. And my hair is just my hair like normal. So like normal, I already did my eyebrows. I just used my Anastasia, I forgot what it's called, brow powder duo. Mine's in soft brown. I've hit pan on this. I really love powders for the brows because I go heavy handed with my brows anyway. So with powders, I'm able to like relax a little bit more and it's not so intense. Sorry, my nose is just whew, and my cheeks are just gonna forever be red. But okay, so I'm going to start off with my eyes. I want to do a very minimal eye look today, and I don't want to do too much heavy face makeup because I am still so congested and my nose is very dry from me blowing my nose. And yeah, so I'm not going to do anything crazy all around. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and prime my eyes with the Tarte Shape Tape Eye Primer. You guys know this is every day. I haven't found an eye primer to replace this, and I don't think I will. This will be, I think, a constant repurchase for me. So, yep. Okay, I zoomed y'all in just a little bit more while I do my eyes. Also, while I do my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and prime my face so I can let the primer sit. I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. I've been using this for a little bit, and I use about a pump and a half. And I'm going to actually avoid the tip of my nose area because it has been so dry. This will look so gross once I put foundation on top of it, because this is a gripping primer, so it's really going to grip on to your skin, how it sits, and grip to the whatever foundation you put on it. So I am going to avoid that area of my face, and I'm gonna lightly do it here, but nothing too crazy, because that is very dry right now. So I'm actually gonna also avoid like baking around my nose area right here for the same reason. I'm just not gonna have, I'm gonna end up not having foundation on my nose at the end of the day anyway, so there's no point in me like caking it on right there anyway. And this primer, I definitely think does need a minute to sit and sink into your skin. So I always like to prime and then go in with my eyes. So if I'm using a product and I don't really mention what I'm using, I have some Wet n Wild products that I'm still trying to use up. I donated a good amount of my Wet n Wild stuff because I felt comfortable, but what I didn't feel comfortable donating, like face products. I have a foundation that I'm probably going to use today because I'm still trying to get all this product used up and reach for that first, so it'll just be gone because I didn't want to throw it away because it is still good. I did actually just purchase a lot of Wet n Wild. So I'm going to want to do a wing today. Gotta clean my tape off because there's a lot of cat hair on it. So I'm going to be using tape, and you don't have to do this. You can, I know they sell like specific eye shields, but tape is just what I have, so tape is what I'm going to use. But if you do use tape on your eyes, the best thing to do is put it on the back of your hand first and get some of the tackiness off of it before putting it on your face. Yeah. So I'm just going to do that, and I know the specific look I had in mind when I sat down to do this. I wanted to use the Dose of Colors iluvsarahii little palette. I'm only going to use... Oh, I'm forever haunted by this shade right here. Okay, so I'm actually going to go in with... Let me see, because I think these are reversed. With Loungy, this one right here. This is a really gorgeous shade. And like I said, it's raining outside, so if y'all hear that, that's what's going on. I was really in the mood to sit down and film today, and I like to run with those moods when I get them because recently they have not been happening too often. So, and I did set my eye primer down. You can use whatever you want. Powder, your face powder. This one doesn't have a specific matte bone shade, so I just use something else. And then I'm just going to go in like this. And I was just curious about what everybody's thoughts are on cruelty-free makeup, because I know some people, or I've seen some people here on YouTube that they'll follow like a vegan, vegetarian-ish kind of lifestyle, but when it comes to makeup, they don't use cruelty-free products, and it's because the actual brand isn't doing the test. It's like the post-market, I kind of forgot, the post-market test where they can pull products without the brand's knowledge, and so their view is because it's not the actual brand testing, it's kind of pointless. Like, I don't know. I know people rationalize it that way, and if that's what you like to, if that's your opinion, that is your opinion. That is 100% okay. I don't, and I mean, you can go even deeper into it because there are a lot of people that are cruelty-free, but they don't use 100% vegan products either. So, I mean, there's so many ways you can go with it. I'm just curious about what your guys' thoughts are. Do you think that buying cruelty-free makeup doesn't really say anything to the non-cruelty-free brands? If you still use cruelty-free but not vegan? If you think it doesn't matter because it's not the actual brand testing? I just want to know opinions, what you guys think. So I would like to kind of like clear out this part of my lid, so I'm just going to use some, let me see. I'm just going to use some of my face powder. I'm actually going to use some of my Tarte Shape Tape powder right here. I like this stuff. I just don't like these kind of like sifter type packages like this. So yeah, but I was kind of disappointed. A lot of people were disappointed, I think, in Wet n Wild more because they were telling people just that day that they were not selling in China, when in fact they were, and it's just a lot of the brand's not being transparent with their consumers, especially when they're asking like flat out, are you selling in China? And they're just saying, no, we're not selling in China, we're still cruelty free. And yes, like technically, this is where people kind of try to rationalize it, and it seems like this is what the brand is trying to do, that they are still cruelty free because they're not the ones actually performing the animal testing. And the thing is, when you're selling in China, it's a lot of post-market testing that the brands really have no say in. So a product can be pulled off the shelf at any moment and be tested. And the brands don't really have a say in whether or not they can do that. So that's where a lot of the confusion happens. Like, technically, in the brand's eyes, they are remaining cruelty-free because they are not testing, but they don't know when or if their product is going to get pulled for testing, and they really have no control over it. They can't they can't say no. It's part of the laws, I believe, over there. So I'm going to be using my CoverGirl. I believe this is called the Fall in Line liquid eyeliner, and I have mine in black. I'm going to attempt to not screw this up. I haven't even attempted liquid liner in a minute, so if I'm very quiet during this portion, I'm so sorry. Animal testing kind of reminded me in using this CoverGirl product. I just think it's a little crazy how a big brand like CoverGirl can be so transparent and show people that they were making a attempt to show that they were cruelty-free and not selling in China is so amazing. And I think it just really shows that you can do it. It is possible to be a successful brand and not sell in China. And honestly, Wet n Wild was a very successful brand because their products are so good, but they just screwed a lot of people over, and they just really hurt their business by what they did. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt them as much as I think a lot of people think it will, because I mean, they are still a big brand, and there are still a lot of people that are going to support them and love their brand no matter what. And honestly, that's fine. Like, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. But I also, like, scrolling through some of the comments on some of their posts, people were being so nasty to each other, like, but I mean, there's no reason to treat people the way I was seeing some people being treated. Like, people were just don't be rude. Like, yeah, express your opinion, and I know people are always going to be rude, and there's always going to be hate online. That sucks. That's one of the biggest downfalls about today. There's so much online social media activity, and there's always going to be hate and negativity no matter where you're at, no matter what platform you're on. And that's just one of the biggest problems today, is that. So, especially in this beauty community, I mean, I know it's very socialized and very public industry now, with YouTube, and it's got such a wide audience, and seeing the way some of these people behave online with their social media presence is just downright, like, disappointing. This has happened before. It's happened many times, and it's not even just beauty. There's so many other types of communities within YouTube. It's just, I focus more on the beauty community, obviously, because that's what I'm trying to be a part of, if you can even call it a community anymore. I think I touched on this in my last Full Face of Nothing New video, but it's just, at the end of the day, it is just makeup. But we also have to realize, I feel like not so much me, because I am such a smaller channel. I don't get a lot of views. I'm not influencing a lot of people. That's one of the reasons why people are called influencers, because you are online and you do have an influence on people. And yes, a lot of people will say, well, it's my channel, I can do and say whatever I want to say. And honestly, that's 100% true. But I do think everyone still needs to take into account that you are putting stuff out there online for a lot of people to see, and in this day and age, a lot of younger people have access to stuff. So I think you still do need to be mindful of the content and things that you are putting out there, because you really do not know who is watching it and what you are influencing those people to do. And yeah, younger kids, they do need to be monitored a little bit better with their content and their views. And I understand there's like a whole community within itself for like kids YouTube, which I think is just crazy. Like seeing my niece and nephew watch stuff like that on kids YouTube is just crazy. Like, kids have their own channels and they are putting content out there, and yeah, they have their parents' support helping them, whatever, but still, that is so crazy. They're so young, and it's exposing them to, I think it's exposing them to, I don't know, like, I don't want to say it's not something you should like put your kids through or let your kids do at such a young age, even though you are monitoring and helping them out with it. I think it's just so crazy. And if that is the case to where you're letting your kids do that, then I'm so happy that it's being monitored and it's not just a kid being given free reign and doing whatever they want to do. But with that being said, the adult portion of YouTube needs, I think, to have some reins put on it. Like, yeah, yes, it is your channel, do say whatever you want to say, but still, like I said, be mindful of the kids and whoever's watching your channel, because we obviously know that kids being monitored what they're watching now, it's a little bit harder to do. So you just have to be mindful all around of the content you're putting out there. And even if it's just a beauty channel, be mindful of what you're saying and how you're saying stuff, because you don't want to put the wrong ideas and images in these girls' head at such a young age. You want to promote happy and healthiness. Of course, my neighbors just got home as soon as I was about to start talking again, so it's making my dogs bark. So yeah, so I went ahead and went off camera, finished my wings. They're not still 100% even, but they're a little bit more balanced. I went ahead and did my foundation and stuff off camera because I need recommendations, guys. So right before all the Wet n Wild drama happened, I don't know, I think I talked about this maybe on my Instagram. I went and bought the Wet n Wild Mega Cushion Foundation. I absolutely love this stuff. I love it because it is so natural and it just gives such a healthy glow to the skin. Even after you set it like very lightly with some powder, it still looks very natural and healthy on your skin. And now I need something else. I need something better because I've been really into the natural, not full coverage. So today I did actually use a little bit of my Makeup Revolution Fast Base foundation stick and blended it out with a little bit of my Wet n Wild foundation because I am trying to get them used up to make it just a little bit more natural. And I used a sponge instead of a brush like I normally do with this to maybe take away some of that cakey and heavy feeling of the foundation. And it looks okay. If you guys have any recommendations, if you've tried this Wet n Wild Mega Cushion and know something that's super similar, kind of lighter coverage that you can build up to a little bit of medium or maybe just spot conceal with, and it just looks natural and dewy and just so great on the skin, please let me know in the comments down below. I really need a new everyday foundation because when this is gone, I'm not going to repurchase it, obviously. So because I did use that and sheared out my foundation stick, I did spot conceal just a little bit with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This one is in light neutral. I'm trying to use this one up. I've had it for a while, but I haven't used it that much. And then under my eyes, I used my Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer. I actually picked up the wrong shade under my eyes. I had put some C5 down, so I had to lighten it up with some C2 because C5 is like deep for me, at least. So I put that on, and then I'm about to bake under my eye. So to bake under my eyes, I'm going to be using the Milk Makeup Blur and Set Matte Loose Setting Powder. Mine's in Translucent Light. Now this is another one of those foundations that has like the mesh sifter in it that I'm not too crazy about. Woo! And also, I'm not really sure how I feel about this powder yet. I don't like using it all over my face because it is mattifying, and yeah, and it's a pain in the ass. Okay, there we go. So I've got some out. I'm going to make sure my under eyes are not creased, and then I'm going to pick some up. I think it does look pretty good under the eyes. I just don't leave it for too long since it is mattifying, and my under eyes can get to feel very dry if I use the wrong kind of powder. But I do think it makes it look very, very smooth. I'm going to go ahead and use some of this around my mouth on my smile lines and where I kind of spot concealed some of my blemishes. Go ahead and take that on my chin. This is definitely something I'm going to avoid to put around my nose. I'll lightly set my nose with some powder, but that's about it. So I'm going to actually go ahead and set my face, and I am going to be using my Tarte Shape Tape powder. I love this powder to set the face. As I like to, as I set my face, just kind of like wipe away powder, and then I'll go in with a smaller brush under my eyes and wipe away just a little bit more of that powder. I feel like, I don't know, I can still see some of my redness peeking through. I haven't been really liking this Makeup Revolution foundation stick. I used to really like it. I don't know if it's because it's like really heavy and cakey, and it also really, on its own, it doesn't work very well with the Milk Makeup primer. It just doesn't look that great with it. So I'm going to finish up my eyes before I finish up the face. Okay, so for eyes, I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to do a nude liner on my waterline, so I'm going to be using the NYX Wonder Pencil. I really like this. It really opens up your eyes. I'm going to be using the Covergirl Lash Blast Volume Mascara, and I'm also going to be using one of these. What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. One of these little lash separator tools. This one's the Ulta brand one. For lower lashes, I'm going to take the CoverGirl Professional Super Thick Lash Mascara. So I pulled out for this look my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. Mine's the lightest. I don't know if it's the lightest one, but it's in light. And I recently repurchased this because I had my other one for so long, and yeah, so I like to use this little mini Flower Beauty travel powder brush with this. I'm going to try not to go too heavy-handed because I haven't been loving the way bronzer's been looking on me lately, and I have to remind myself to go higher up with it because I usually go too low. So I'm just going to go really, really light-handed with it. I keep my bronzer more back here and not towards the tip of my, or not tip, the inner part of my face. I'm just gonna lightly, I'm not even gonna do the tip of my nose like I normally would. I just do this, I do this just to kind of bring balance to the coloring of my face pretty much, make sure everything's even. Then I'll go along my jawline a little bit with this to bring it down onto my neck. So there is that. I'm actually going to take a little bit of my Tarte Shape Tape primer on my sponge, if I can get some out. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this Shape Tape packaging. I am just going to put just a little bit of this under that bronzer. I was either going to pull the Makeup Revolution ones or my Anastasia blush kit, which I don't even think they sell that anymore either. So I was like, I'll just pull this. I mean, it's not a bad blush kit. It's just I'm in the habit of using the same things, and those are my normal go-tos. So I'm going to probably be mixing a little bit of Lychee and Coral, these two shades right here. I would probably dip into pomegranate more during like the winter times because it is such a deep plummy kind of blush, and I think that looks gorgeous during winter. But these for now I'm going to do this. Probably go a little bit more heavily into coral than lychee, but just a little bit of lychee. And I go really heavy-handed with blush, so I'm trying to be very light with it today. I'm just going to use a stippling or a dual fiber brush. I always reach for this one. This is the Real Techniques duo fiber face brush. They don't sell this collection anymore, but you can also go for something like a stippling brush like this. This one's from Morphe. You know, I'll use this since they do still sell this. And I'm just going to blend everything out. Oh, now that that's done for highlight today, I'm actually not going to use the Blushing and Bali one, but I am going to go in with this Juvias Place loose highlighter. This one's in Clio. This specific shade is new to my collection, but I've had, let me find it. I've had this one in my collection for about a year now, and Nefertiti, I think that's how you say it. This one is obviously a lot more golden, a lot more suited for deeper skin tones. I can get away with it during the summer months almost, but it's a really gorgeous eyeshadow, so that's why I keep it. This one is a little bit more suited for my skin tone in Clio, and a little bit of this stuff literally goes the longest way. Like, it's a loose highlighter, so it gets a little messy, but I don't even dip into this part. I just literally dip into what's on the lid and like literally just a little sweep, and then I'm going to, like, it's very subtle right now because I'm just dipping into the lid, but and I'm just gonna take this all around my face, bring a little bit more glow in. I'll just pick some up. And I've been really liking putting more, so I say blush, more highlight right here, where you can see it when I'm more face on than opposed to just being like turning on my side. Like, you can see this. And I normally would put this on my brow bone and inner corner as well, but I'm actually going to go back into my iluvsarahii palette and go in with Poquito Mas, which is this really gorgeous shimmer shade right here. And I've been a little bit more into highlighting my brow bone recently as well, so I'm going to put this on the inner corner and on my brow bone as well. Like, so I'm actually going to stick with the iluvsarahii collection for my lips, and I'm going to go in with Peachy. I don't know if this collection's still available, but you can achieve this look with so many different palettes. Just like throw a corally peachy tone in your crease, wing, you're good, and then just like a peachy lip. This is really the only peachy lip I have right now because I just decluttered a lot of my lipsticks, mostly Wet n Wild, so we're gonna go with this, which means it looks gorgeous and it matches this loungy color almost perfectly. So whatever, I'm gonna move on to setting my face. I'm going to set my face with the Milani Make It Dewy setting spray. I love this stuff. I just purchased backup. So I did purchase the Anastasia Dewy set. I've had this for like a month and a half now, and it's not my favorite. Like, it doesn't really do anything special to my makeup. Like, this makes your makeup dewy. Like, it melts all those powders together and you got a glow to your skin dewy. It looks so good on the skin, but you do have to be careful because I have gone a little too heavy with it, and it does like make your face like grease ball. Like, you gotta find the perfect balance, and depending on the foundation and the powders you use, you gotta kind of experiment with it and test it out. I feel like this is kind of like a very springy kind of summer look. I really like it. It's very bright. Well, not very bright, but it's not so like deep, and it's very simple. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel before you leave. You can also turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified anytime that I post a video. You can also follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter, but I really just recommend y'all follow me on Instagram because my Snapchat, I don't really get on it. I don't even, cat fur on my face now, hang on. I don't even, like, you can follow me on it, but you're not going to see anything, like, at all. I'm very active on my Instagram. Very rarely am I active on my Twitter anymore. It's just more of, like, me to follow people, so... Anyway, definitely follow me on Instagram so you be updated every time I post a video. I know it hasn't been a lot recently, but like I said, I've just been literally the last like week and a half of every single month, I have gotten sick, and it just takes so much out of me. Like last month, I was like on a good gym streak, and the month before that too, like it just kills me. It takes so much out of me. I can't do anything. Like I've missed so much work this week. But I'm actually feeling a lot better and really wanted to film today. Really wanted to film this specific look. Like I've been wanting to do this look with this palette for a while now. So I'm really glad that I got to sit down and do it. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.